Testing,
Hello?
testing. Hello.
Let's go! Because all shit. Hi everyone, it's Zach here.
Hi guys, Kaizer.
On today's topic, unless you have been living under a rock, you must have heard of new launches are selling like hotcakes again in 2024. So the last weekend has been really crazy. A lot of buyers has wiped out almost 1,500 new homes from 6 new launches. Can you imagine? And if you can recall, right, Note Grand was the first project being launched post interest rate cuts, and then it was sold 84% on the launch weekend, despite being a new PSF record in Woodlands South itself.
But what shocked us the most was Emerald in D15. We did a video a few weeks back. We kind of expected it to be well received because the price points was super attractive. But we didn't expect it to be so hot, and it sold out 99% on its launch day. Other launches are doing pretty well too. Chuan Park sold over 78%, Nava Grove sold over 66%, and Novo Place EC sold over 60%. This is the complete opposite to what we heard on the ground, where buyers are complaining prices are super high, and yet everyone's still rushing like mad.
And of course, for those who went through the whole balloting process, I know it's very tiring, and eventually managed to secure your dream unit, right? A big congratulations from both of us. And of course, I think a lot of buyers are very disappointed as well. They couldn't get a good ballot number. You look at Emerald of Katong, only 846 units, but there are a total of 3,500 plus checks being collected. That's about 3.5 times oversubscribed. And most of them actually went home empty-handed, or just a couple of them went to buy Tembusu Grand Diamond, or the Continuum, which is like a spillover of sadness, but you still want to buy something, hence you went back to the post-launches that's already on the market. But if this is you, don't be too upset. Why? Because we know that this probably could be a FOMO, and before you went to put out a check, you're probably thinking, hey, EOK, Chuan Park are launching maybe just about 2003, 2004 PSF, but eventually on the day of booking, it went up by so much, and some of the buyers walk away. Is it a right move? But we don't know yet. But the last thing you want to do is to buy for the sake of buying, and we are here to actually share with you what are the other buying opportunities. And then you need to ask yourself, is this rational or impulse purchase, or you can break it down more logically for your next purchase?
You know, that was what we saw on the ground. A lot of people are lost. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to buy simply because there are too many launches, and some of them they miss their ballot number. So even you who are watching right now, you saw the title, it relates to you. You want to hear proposition. So in this video, we will share 2 of the 5 strategies that we use to help our clients spot safe and investment worthy opportunity in this high market. So the number 1 strategy is going to be leveraging on the price gap disparity, and strategy number 2 is to go big. Without further ado, let's begin.
So here, let me just show you the chart. If you talk about the first opportunity where we can observe right now, here's a chart to show you that OCR and RCR prices have traditionally looked more stable, particularly in OCR because it's the mass market, hence prices is always the lowest, and because you have more people are into this market. Of course, CCR prices have fluctuated widely, going up and down, especially in 2019 during high interest rate environment. And at the start of the COVID period, we can see some of the people are panic selling their properties just to raise funds, or they need some money to continue their business or their daily life. As the economy went into lockdown mode, of course some people in CCR want to sell their places. But after 2021, you notice that the CCR prices are quite stable, steadily growing across 2021 to 2023 in the last 2 to 3 years. This is particularly because foreigner ABSD was increased to 30% in December 2021, and there's another round to 60% in April 2023. Kaizer, if I ask you if you want to buy a property and government tax you 60%, will you still want to buy?
Of course no lah.
Imagine you're buying a 2 million property and you have to pay 1.2 million tax to government. Of course, taxpayers very happy lah, but will you want to pay?
No way, man.
Yeah, so exactly. These 2 cooling measures were intended to suppress prices from the top down in terms of the 3 different regions from CCR, RCR and OCR. The key objective here is that if CCR prices are suppressed, RCR and OCR prices could also cushion, will not go up too much, but it didn't really happen. As you see on the chart, right, RCR and OCR prices continue to soar, of course together with the CCR prices. Hence, what we can observe is that there's some periods of sudden fluctuations in RCR and OCR, but you can tell that CCR has been stable during this period. And of course, when foreigner ABSD increased to 60%, while they are traditionally the buyers in this region, now those foreigners who are holding the units, whether 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or just 5 years ago in CCR region, they are less inclined to sell because the replacement cost of buying another property after the selling is so high. What else you can buy if you sell your current freehold CCR place and then you need to pay another 60% like Kaizer mentioned, only a handful of people who really got that money to throw to go and buy a 60% ABSD property. This of course also affects the en-bloc opportunities for some of the CCR projects because it used to have majority of foreigners staying there, and only lately you see more and more Singaporean families are moving into the city center, the CBD area as well, which we will show you the data in a while. But the question is, you look at early this year in 2024, the broad market has slowed down and CCR prices look like it has crashed. While in the last quarter, OCR and RCR went on a beast mode, suddenly shot up like crazy. This is because broader market has actually slowed down. OCR new sales actually went down at just a little bit, and RCR is still moving flat in the first 3 quarters of this year, while CCR took a huge hit, and now we are at 2,996 PSF, which is below the 3,000 PSF mark that which everyone is talking about in CCR region. And based on the various launches in the last 2 weekends, when you read the paper, you know that OCR and RCR have set new benchmarks, especially for Tuan, which is D19 in OCR region. Even though it sits on the fringe between RCR and OCR, it averages 2,579 PSF as a D19 project, which most people feels like 2006 is the most RCR prices already, and we got 78% sold on just the first day itself. And Emerald of Katong, which is super hype and is the talk of the town, 99% sold at an average of 2006 and 21 PSF in D15. Now, can you see that there could be an opportunity here? The gap of RCR and CCR have narrowed to almost less than 5% deviation, and this therefore presents a very strong buying opportunity. Because why? Pricing is a lagging indicator. Before RCR and CCR has went up so much, you can notice that they are almost ready to take off when interest rate cuts is coming. And as over the last 2 weekends, the market has responded to the first interest rate cut in September. We have one more interest rate cut end of this year, next month in December, and in the next 2 years, there could be close to 4 to 5 more cuts by the US Fed government. So by logic, CCR is primed to get up as well, because it really makes no sense based on the data we have seen. CCR prices could drop to below RCR in the midterm, because you see RCR new properties is now at 2951 PS averagely, and CCR is 2996. They are so close to a point that if you're buying CCR, you could just be buying RCR prices and waiting for it to appreciate when the 3 regions start to gap themselves again. However, there are some people ask, does PSF still matter in this market? Based on data, we still think that people will categorize these 3 and place a value of PSF in terms of these 3 regions. And most likely, if you buy into RCR in today's market with government's plans in the future, you stand a good opportunity to make some price appreciation. And of course, just now I mentioned that in CCR, most of the buyers are foreigners, and that was the trend in the past. If you take a look at this Straits Times article, which shows who are the buyers in CCR non-landed private homes, including both new and resale, we can see that in 2023, between 3 to 5 million property prices, you have quite a number of Singaporeans who are buying into that. And even in the Lux project, 5 million to 10 million, you also have a bigger proportion of Singaporean. And of course, 10 million and above, you only see 9 transactions, which that belongs to Super Lux. But of course, I feel like in the future, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, when government's rejuvenation plans into CBD and the town area, more people might want to move into CCR if they realize that RCR has been so overheated. And as Singaporeans become more and more rich, whether it's through their inheritance or many of them I know self-made, along with a more positive economy next year, plus the US Fed cut is coming really soon, we believe CCR can finally have its moment in the next couple of years. The narrowing of gap could also help, of course, what the government is trying to do to rejuvenate the CBD and orchard living, make it more like a lifestyle hub for local Singaporeans to stay in the heart of city. I think, of course, the main thing they need to address is having more schools that can cater to younger families who want to stay in CBD. And of course, all in all, right, in terms of purely property purchasing, there's only 2 critical key steps in buying new properties, and of course, assuming that you want to sell in the future, you just need to get in a safe entry price and what to exit in the future. Just these 2 steps, and it will revolve around your purchasing journey. And based on the prices, that's how you identify the gap between these 2 regions. If you find this video helpful, remember to click the subscribe button, like and share to support the channel. We'll be regularly posting market updates and investment tips to all the viewers. Feel free to DM us for all your property related matters. We'll get back to you within 24 hours. Appreciate your time and support. Let's get back to the video.
Moving on, this is the second strategy that you can consider, especially if you have a bigger budget to play with. It's called go big. The concept is simple. Go for the biggest unit type your budget allows. Now, let's time travel back to 2019. We are going to use Avenue South residences in RCR and Treasure at Tampines at OCR for this example. Say you have a budget of $1.3 million. Would you buy a 2-bedroom in Avenue South residences or a 3-bedroom in Treasure at Tampines? Which one do you think will make more profit? Comment down below. From an investment perspective, assuming both projects achieve a conservative gain of 300 PSF upon TOP, a 2-bedroom unit at Avenue South residences would give you a gross profit of 200k. In contrast, investing in a 3-bedroom unit at Treasure at Tampines with the same budget would generate a gross profit of $300,000. The logic behind is simple. Having a bigger floor plate, like even 1 square feet inside your toilet, is important because every square foot contributes more to your overall profit with each PSF increment. In short, we are leveraging on bigger floor plates to gain more capital appreciation. With that being said, let's look at the actual figure. These are the actual figure pulled out from squarefoot.com. For Avenue South residences, just by looking at the numbers, the average profit for 2-bedroom owners is around 200k, which is not too bad. However, the 3-bedroom owners in Treasure at Tampines made almost double. We can see a lot of $400,000 and one of them make almost $500,000 in 3 years time. And here are more examples of owners making insane profit just by going big. Owners of Park Esta make $600k to highest $800,000. Owners of Riverfront Residences made over $500,000 to highest $800,000. Treasure at Tampines, one of the 5-bedroom owners made close to $1 million in just 3 years. Hey, how? Jealous or not? How you wish you could be one of the owner that makes so much money. But you know, some people may say, hey Zach, my budget not high leh, I cannot buy so big leh, then how?
Then it's okay. Remember at the start, I mentioned that we will be sharing just 2 of the 5 strategies that we can use to help our clients to spot safe and investment-worthy opportunity. That means we still have 3 more powerful strategies that might be more relevant to you. So to keep this video concise, we'll just save it for one-to-one consultation for the other 3.
In a nutshell, there are plenty of great opportunity in the market today, but just don't buy for the sake of buying and regret that decision later because you only got one shot. So you want to make sure you make the best move on the chessboard. Never get too carried away by the FOMO sentiment in the market. If you're stuck at the crossroad, not sure what's the best for you, consider giving us a call. Also, more exciting launches such as the Ori at Toa Payoh, Parktown Residences in Tampines, and many more are coming. So remember to subscribe so that you'll receive all the first-hand information from our videos. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.